On today's part of my take, Jon Rothstein. The brackets are out. It is officially March. I know it's been March, but this is truly March. We've made it a year in the making to have the NCAA tournament come back. Actually, 2 years. 2 years. We're going to break down the brackets with him. We're going to talk about conference tournament weekend. Awesome weekend of hoops, storylines, who's back of the week. And then we'll talk some football because Drew Brees did retire. So we will have a little Drew Brees discussion, Taysom Hill's contract, Mitch Trubisky's moving on, all these types of things. Packed show for you on Monday. It's the best week of the sports year. It truly is. And guess what? Coors Light is here for you. Coors Light is here for you, and Coors Light is the best accompaniment with March hoops. You've been waiting an entire year for this to come back. You filled this void in all of your time with a bunch of things that brought you no chill, like a bread maker or a fancy exercise bike. You've been looking for love in all the wrong places, but now March hoops are back, and there's nothing more chill than grabbing a cold Coors Light and watching all of the games. There's only one beer out there that's literally made to chill, and that's Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. People keep tweeting us those blue mountains. I love it. Every time I see a blue mountain, an angel gets its wings. That's actually true. So when you need to hit the reset button, just open a Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment made to chill. So check them out. Also, I don't know if you heard this, but Coors Light is letting fans trade in the crap that didn't bring them chill for Coors Light. Fans in Las Vegas and Atlanta can receive up to 2 cases of Coors Light when they donate the extra stuff that they collected in quarantine based on the weight of those items in the beer. It's kind of like my pile sale, but you get Coors Light. What a win. So stock up now with Coors Light and Coors Seltzer to make sure you're ready to chill when it's game time, and get them both delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart. Tweet at us with hashtag Coors PMT Lottery this March with a picture of your Coors Light or Coors Seltzer and a lottery ball number for a chance to win a PMT Coors jumpsuit. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Manufacturer's rebate. Alcohol purchase required. 21 plus. Ends 3/27/21. Void where prohibited. Visit. It's an actual hyperlink that I can't. bit.ly/CLTRADEIN rules for details.
That's porn. I just looked up.
Get your Coors Light. Coors Light is the best. Coors Light and March hoops. We are back. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by Coors Light, the only beer to chill with your March hoops. Go get a Coors Light. Check out those blue mountains. Tweet it at us. Thank you to Coors Light. Today is Monday, March 15th, and we have brackets.
This is March.
We have brackets.
I have a printed out bracket in front of me. It's the only way to go.
I have 5.
You got to go. You got to go with a bracket you can hold.
Ink on fingertips.
Fingernails.
Paper in hand. Sorry to all the trees out there. We know we got a lot of AWLs that are trees, but we are printing out our brackets. We're doing the highlighter. We're going to be highlighter guys, although fuck highlighter guy. He's always kind of a little much.
He's got a folder, paper clips.
It's a little much.
And here's the greatest part is having a bracket and then losing it and then looking for your bracket because you didn't fill it out on a computer. That's just part of the game. And honestly, if I'm a tree and I'm doing a power ranking of things that I would want to be made into, a bracket is number one.
Yes.
That's like the ultimate. That's achieving the highest form of life if you're a tree.
I love just staring at the bracket. Like I just every time I look at it, I see, okay. Abilene Christian versus Texas. That will be interesting. I just see new things every time. Oh, Tennessee kind of struggling versus Oregon State, hot right now. I just love looking at the bracket. I don't even have to fill it out.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a Ravel. Don't ever be a Ravel. Don't be the guy who's proud that he's not filling out a bracket.
Wait, Big Cat who?
Oh, yeah,
You have a problem,
Well, I
Big
can
Cat.
say it.
You have a problem.
I can say it. I can say his name. I don't have a problem. I can say his name.
Podcast.
Yeah.
No one on the podcast. All right. But I just like looking at my bracket. I like to walk around with my bracket. It's like I'm like a little kid who, like, you know when a little kid has like one toy that they show everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Like all I'm going to do tomorrow is like, hey, you want to see my bracket? Like, hey,
how's the bracket?
Bumped into you in the street. Like, hey, check out my bracket real quick.
I like asking people how their bracket is before the games start because
Yeah.
I do go through phases with my bracket where I love it on Monday, and then about Tuesday afternoon, I'll have absorbed all these different takes from everybody. I'll change 2 or 3 things. I'm actually just thinking that my entire year last year, my entire March, would have been made better if somebody just printed out 64 colleges on a piece of paper. I just got to carry it around just looking at the names of colleges.
Dude, didn't we ask that a million times for them to just make the bracket? Just give us a bracket that we can then hypothetically fill out.
They
wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
they wouldn't do it.
Because
But no, there's no because, Jake. The bracket.
trust me, I was as devastated as you were. I was with a team.
America. No, that's
just-
true.
oh,
That
no,
is
oh,
true.
jersey
You were
on
with the
Big
team.
Cat.
Damn,
Yeah.
that was
It was awful.
Listen, America is built on this bracket that's
I
in
know.
my hands. This
Yeah.
is the
We have-
most American thing ever. It is a love affair with a bracket. That's what I have. I
I
am
am
horny
in love with the
for
bracket.
this bracket.
You know what? Like,
Yes.
I bet you 10 years from now we're gonna have a devastating tree overpopulation problem because we didn't have brackets last year.
Look at me. I'm literally rubbing the bracket on
Swimming
my
in
on my face. I will. If I could, I would sleep on these brackets tonight. I can't because
used to like-
I do need
yeah.
at least 3 pillows
Yeah.
because I'm kind of a diva
I
like
just
that.
love
But I
brackets.
would sleep on this.
They should make a mattress out of just brackets that are just stuffed into a piece of fabric.
Dude, I'm gonna. Yeah, you know what? I am gonna put a bracket underneath my pillow tonight,
Ooh.
just to see if I can resorb some of the energy of this bracket.
I like that. And the NIT bracket's out too. Duke didn't make that one either.
Dude pulled out.
No, okay. Well, disambiguation time, Jake, because the NCAA did the first thing that I've ever agreed with the NCAA doing, maybe ever. And they made an announcement earlier today that despite the COVID protocols that were in place in various conference tournaments and different teams having to go home, Duke, UVA, Kansas, etc., all these teams were in fact eligible for the NCAA tournament. So they made that announcement just so that they could say Duke did not make the NCAA tournament.
Jake, can I ask you a quick question?
Of course.
You had a great bracket show
Thank
with
you.
your podcast, Stool Bench Mob.
Appreciate it.
Do you feel like you betrayed your Big J degree by tricking your co-host Marty Mush into saying Duke made it to the tournament? Do you ever think Jim Nantz would do that? Would Greg Gumbel do that?
No.
Oh man,
So it may have not
you
been
said
the,
enough.
They don't work here.
It may have not been the biggest Big J thing to do, but people loved it.
It was
Yeah,
a
they
medium
did. They
J.
did love it.
I could see Gumbel doing it.
Yeah, Gumbel
Gumbel
could
could do it.
Gumbel's
Jim
a little
Nantz-
bit a whoopee cushion type of
Definitely
guy.
not.
Yeah.
Pull my finger.
Let's all remember, because it is Jim Nantz season, which officially kicks off this week, that Jim Nantz carries around a picture in his pocket of toast. So when he orders toast at a restaurant, he can show them exactly how he likes his toast cooked.
Yes.
Not too burnt, but not too unburnt.
And he hands out the tie.
The tie.
Tie for
to
the
the
championship.
senior on the championship team
Uh-huh.
to be like, hey, not to make this about myself, but here's Jim Nance's
It's
tie.
a cool ritual.
He should give out 2 this year.
Yeah. Ooh.
One for last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice.
2 ties.
Either way.
I also like how it's also Bill Raftery season when people just make continuous allusions to the fact that Bill Raftery likes to really get at it and drink a shitload of scotch during games. They'll just make like subtle
Yeah, it's
references.
great.
It's like him is to alcohol as Bill Walton is to hallucinogens.
Man to man.
Arguments.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So yeah, this bracket, like I actually don't want to get it out of my hands. I want to hold it just to make sure it's real. We're gonna talk to Jon Rothstein in a minute and break down the bracket. Let's talk a little college. Let's talk about conference championship weekend. It was awesome. Biggest takeaways. Nate Oates has pissed off. I'm happy that Alabama LSU now has a rivalry on the basketball court. Nate Oates tells the entire LSU team to get the fuck off my court after an unbelievable SEC championship game, which, might I add, take note, Big Ten referees, you don't have to review every single play. I noticed, like, at the end of the game, I was having so much fun watching it. And like, oh, because there hasn't been a crazy stoppage. And they also were kind of letting them play. Like, there was some fouls that were missed, but let the boys play.
Yeah, so this game kind of highlighted for me an old man take that I've been kind of brewing on for the last 6-8 months, really this entire season. I'll put it this way. Stephen A. Smith, he put out a tweet last week. He said, I'm just stating facts in the interest of fairness. I'm obligated to do that. So if you have a controversial take, just start it with that. So I'm just stating facts in the interest of fairness, Big Cat. Coaches need to call actual plays at the ends of games. They need to stop. They need to stop with the ISO, and then the guy has the ball, dribbles it 3 times between his legs, and then shoots from 25 feet because Steph Curry ruined basketball.
That's Steph Curry and Dame Lillard have ruined basketball. That is the take that everyone is now spitting out there. That Steph Curry has ruined basketball because everyone thinks they can be Steph Curry. I agree. I send the same tweet every time. When you have a last shot, go to the rim.
Yes.
Because something can happen. You can get fouled, someone cuts, just dribble and drive instead of just dribble, crossover, step back. Everyone wants to be Kemba Walker. There's only one Kemba Walker. Okay?
Yeah,
That's the truth.
And it's frustrating because, like, I think LSU is one of those teams. When you go to the basket, good things happen.
Of course.
Right? I think if you drive to the basket, there's a possibility of 3 good things happening and 1 bad thing happening. If you shoot the long 3, there's a possibility of 1 good thing happening, 1 bad thing happening. I'm not a math guy, but I like the ratio of taking it in the paint.
Yes, but the one good thing when you shoot the long 3 is like super sweet.
It is sick.
It's the sickest thing ever because then you can stand and then your whole team has to run to you.
Yeah.
So you get that one moment where it's just you.
And you start walking away from the basket, mean mugging God.
Yeah. So now that I'm thinking about it, I actually am totally cool with the 3.
Whatever. It just sucks when you bet on a team and they do that for the last. That's actually the most frustrating. It's like drive the ball.
Do something. Yeah. Illinois did the same thing.
Yep.
All right. So other takes. I alluded to this. I actually told Jake that I was going to say this to him. I think the Big Jays need to be put on notice. The love affair with Patrick Ewing was disgusting this weekend. He got hot against a really bad Marquette team, a Nova team that basically is all injured, Seton Hall that was underwhelming all year, and a team whose coach just dropped the P-bomb in the locker room. So now it was a great run for Georgetown. But they were 500, and last year they had a million transfers and off-the-court shit. And I think Patrick Ewing should be complimented for a great run at MSG. But this idea that like he's building something and this is the culminate, like he had a good week. They had a good 4 games.
Yeah. Also, is Patrick Ewing above security protocols? How like the whole thing about this is the house that Patrick Ewing built?
Is. Yes. He absolutely
is Patrick Ewing?
I think that was totally fair.
But if you were born before, like 1985,
do you think that security at MSG was born before 1985? I guarantee they weren't.
Some of them were.
No way.
I'll
That's
put it
all
this way.
old guys.
Seems like you don't respect the Big East, Big Cat.
I got asked to show my
Seems like you
ID
don't.
at the fucking dog show. I got kicked out of the dog show. I did not die for Patrick Ewing to be able to walk around with his badge tucked into his pocket like he owns that place, okay? They have tight security at MSG, so I stand with those guys that kicked me out.
I respect the Big East. I just don't respect it when a mid-major makes the Big East finals.
Yeah,
so
that's
like,
a good
who
point.
cares?
Creighton would have been the first
if they had
mid-major
played
ever
like
to win the Big East. Yeah,
right. So if they maybe played UConn, like if Georgetown played UConn, I just think I'm happy that Georgetown's back in it. It was just crazy. Like I saw people being like, this is John Thompson's legacy through Patrick Ewing, and they've learned, Georgetown is back and all. No, they were a mediocre team, and last year they were very underwhelming. Had a bunch of shit happen. We'll see if he can build off of it. You said that he has Dikembe Mutombo's kid
Ryan
coming
Mutombo's coming in.
So there you go. But there's only a limit to friends, kids that you can bring into the program. The other one I had was
wait. With Georgetown, I like them being in the tournament.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, because the colors. I like the colors. In
No,
there.
I
like the potential for like a hard foul.
Yeah,
I like seeing the name Georgetown, and more than anything, as many schools that we can get in there that have bulldog mascots, I'm always going to be in favor of, like a live bulldog.
My point is more that the way that Patrick Ewing was talked about was that they won the Big East tournament, and this was like Georgetown has arrived back on the scene, and holy shit, look what Patrick Ewing has done. When in reality, I feel like that probably just saved Patrick Ewing's job for another year or two. Yeah. Like he can look back and be like, yeah, remember when I won the Big East tournament?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm going to bet against Georgetown in the first round. Absolutely, but I'm glad that they're there.
So the other take was Rick Pitino back in the tournament, gets in the tournament with Iona. Rick Pitino's a Hall of Fame coach. Rick Pitino's a fantastic coach. I don't make those jokes anymore. Can we at least just recognize the fact that Iona, this is their 5th straight trip to the tournament? Like Tim Kluse, who was there for a decade, who had to retire because of health issues, was a monster in that conference. Like Iona owns that conference. So yes, Rick Pitino deserves some credit, but he also took the best team in that conference to where they've been the last 4 years.
They also had a lot of didn't they miss like 6 weeks?
Yeah, that's how they ended up being a 9 seed. They had to be the first 9 seed ever to be favored in every single one of their games.
They're
52 days off, I believe it was.
52 days off. Yeah. Okay, I'm still going to continue to make the Rick Pitino jokes. I did not sign up for your anti-Pitino joke crusade. But yeah,
because you want to get me killed.
It wouldn't be.
And this isn't an anti
downloads.
This isn't an anti.
The show after you died would be. I mean,
yeah,
it'd be through the roof.
And then it'd be Billy.
Yeah.
And it'd just be like, what the fuck? Everyone would tune out. So, it's more of a, hey, Tim Kluse built something awesome there, and Rick Pitino inherited it. And good for Rick Pitino. He's probably using it as a stepping stone. But the way he was talked about was like, dude, Iona, this is their 5th straight tournament. It's crazy. They're a monster in this conference.
Also in that bracket, Michigan State, UCLA. I love that that's a playing game. Absolutely love it.
Yep.
I think I am going to bet on Michigan State this year. I think like something about Izzo. January, February, Izzo. April, we sleep in May.
You
right?
hate them, but you're going to bet on them.
Well, I'm going to bet on him this year. I think that like a motivated Izzo. There's no expectations on Michigan State this year, except maybe to win that first game. So I think I'm going to bet.
All right, other conference championship talk. Oh, Danny Hurley. That was unreal that he basically called his star player a pussy for having cramps. That was unreal. That's just hard-nosed coaching.
And that's a
He
compliment
didn't call him a
coming
pussy.
from Danny Hurley.
He said that he was being a diva because he was cramping. I do like UConn against Maryland. It was tough that UConn lost that game because that's a team. UConn is a team that I do think they're kind of building something. What else? What other conferences? Big
Juwan Howard.
Juwan Howard,
yeah.
So Mark Turgeon didn't say what he said that people
Right.
said he said, but he should have just taken credit for it because allegedly he told Juwan Howard, don't bother putting the banner up because you take him down anyway. And that's an awesome line.
So he didn't say that.
He didn't say it.
I'm going to choose to believe that he said it.
He did not say it. It also had been brewing because Hunter Dickinson,
Right.
who is an AWL, who we will back him.
Bleep out, right?
Will what? Until he comes on the show?
No, we're saying his name. I said that we weren't going to say his name until they won another game.
Oh, okay.
So he has been staring down Turgeon. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. I don't really like him. I think he's an underachieving coach. Am I saying his name right?
Turgeon, yeah.
Yeah. He stared him down the first two games. So there's bad blood. That was awesome.
Turgeon is an all-time dad mispronounced name.
Yeah.
Like dads across America either call him Turgeon,
Yeah.
or they call him sturgeon, which is actually the name of a fish.
Yep.
But it's Turgeon.
Yeah, this Mark Turgeon guy.
I also like Michigan players wearing black shoes. There's something about seeing them. I just always think back to the Fab Five. By the way, short shorts officially totally back.
Oh, they've been back for a while.
All the way back.
They've been back for a while.
100% back.
Yeah.
And yeah, seeing Juwan Howard, I just like when coaches look like they're going to fight each other. No matter what sport it is, it makes it pop.
That was great. Any other big we had some upsets.
Well,
Louisville gets left out, which I
Yeah.
was fine with.
We should talk about
The Georgia Tech run is impressive.
Georgia Tech.
They
got a game canceled.
right, but they're the hottest team in the ACC.
They are, and I
Entering
love Josh
before the
Pastner.
tournament.
He's
awesome.
a hilarious-
He's shining out the broadcasters.
Yeah, he's a hilarious dude. He's the face shield.
COVID Pinata.
COVID Pinata, which is one of the more awkward videos you ever seen, where he gave candy to his team, a bunch of adults, or I guess they're still kids. But I pray that Pastner keeps the face shield forever. Like Rip Hamilton. Remember when
Yeah.
Rip Hamilton broke his nose and then it
Yeah.
was totally healed?
Yeah.
But he liked to feel the mask. If Josh Pastner knew what was good for him because he won the ACC title, he would be wearing that thing in 10 years from now and be like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, nope, good luck, charm. I like the way it feels.
Yeah, like Hugh Freeze constantly just coaching from a bed somewhere. Yeah, I like that. I think Ayo actually pulls off the face mask too.
Oh, yeah.
Ayo, yeah, he might just continue to wear that. It looks sick on him.
Yeah, no, he looks like Batman.
Yeah, he absolutely looks like a superhero.
One other thing about Pastner, he is a classic case of a guy who's put on 15 to 20 pounds and hasn't realized it yet. Like the shirts he
Learn
wears,
moment.
he just hasn't fully come to grips with the fact that he's getting, it might have been even muscle. Like it's not even fat, but he's put on a little weight and he needs to size up. He needs to size up a little bit.
We should probably address it if you guys are wondering. Wow, it's been a long time since Hank's weighed in on this podcast.
He just went to take a shit.
Hank left because he said he just texted the group after he left from the toilet. This is breaking news from Hank. My stomach is a bloodbath.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
man.
So
Chinese food.
Yeah,
Hank
the
is
Chinese
currently
food.
just
It's good,
destroying
though.
the toilet right now.
Chinese food is really good.
Yeah, it was. Hank's cutting down the nets in the bathroom.
So whenever he gets back, let's do the office. Like the minute he walks back in, I'm like, all right, we ready to keep going? And he'll be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I
you guys
thought
just
you guys
stop
kept
doing
going.
the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so when he does that, we'll do that and get his reaction.
We talked a little bit about Luka before we started taping, but we should probably run through our takes on Luka again because he's just like out of shape, I think.
I hate him.
He
but
looks like he's running with cinder blocks on his feet.
I hate him, but I also understand that it's hypocritical of me to hate just like a big goofy white guy who's good in the Big Ten because the team I root for is just made up of those. But yes, I do not like him. He doesn't get back on defense, going fundamentals on everyone's ass. And whenever he has to play a guy who's stronger than him, he struggles.
He looked like a child against Coburn. Coburn just straight up,
saying.
and he's a big dude, and Coburn just got the ball, put his ass into him, and Luka was just like, I can't do anything. He just quit. He gave up.
Yeah, and I know Iowa beat Wisconsin. Wisconsin is not going to beat UNC. It's the lowest I've ever felt about a Badger team going into the tournament. I can't even be hurt. The only way I can be hurt is if they.
We ready to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right.
Hank, all right. Should we clap back in?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Okay, so where were we? We were talking about. What were we talking about right before you left?
I don't know.
We stopped.
Players
right.
don't drive to the hole
Jake,
anymore.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They don't.
I
Yeah.
know the
Players don't
feeling.
drive.
It
So did
stinks.
you have a take on players don't drive to the? Did you just give him a sympathy comment about diarrhea?
I was asking if he was okay.
But you're like, I know
know
that feeling. It
yeah,
stinks.
it
Yeah,
does.
Yeah.
we all have had diarrhea.
I know, but like,
What do you want me? I mean, like you're like
You're good.
Yeah. Well,
You're
it seems
fine.
like you're diarrhea shaming me.
I'm
No, we're
not.
not. Hey,
no,
you are.
I had
No, you
diarrhea on an
Every-
exercise bike last
Everyone
week.
has diarrhea.
Yeah.
I have diarrhea like half the time.
I was
Chaps
just,
has
you
had
know,
it for 7 years.
I didn't know if I was ever gonna smile again for a minute in there.
Yeah, this is your Lamar Jackson podcast.
Oh man.
I should
Good
have
to
brought
have
the
you back.
camera.
Yeah,
around.
have Hank just sprinting to the bathroom with his. We could
I
probably
I don't
pull
know
the
if I don't
security
know if
footage
Liam
of
was
that.
cutting me beforehand. I was struggling.
You were sweating?
I was hoping it was gonna be farts, and then I just realized like,
You were
this
gonna
is-
fart in the studio while we're all in here?
Well, I knew if I left, I would be fucking shamed. So
Did you?
no,
Yeah.
you weren't shamed.
Sounds like
was
I
there any
No, you
poop?
weren't
I mean,
at all.
I walked in. Billy goes, oh. Like-
Well, we were trying to do the thing where
Well, that's just
you
Billy's
come
like
back and we do the office like, all right, you ready to pick back up? We obviously kept on going, but Billy kind of ruined it because he was like, oh, he's here.
Billy's like a T-Rex where if something moves around him, his eyes go to it.
He's predator. You got to cover yourself in diarrhea before it's the only way Billy can't see you.
Did you poop your pants at all, or was it just you made it all into the toilet?
No, I made it in there. It was, you know. Sometimes you
I
wonder.
actually-
Sometimes you wonder if you have demons inside of your
Yeah.
stomach, and
No.
like you start sweating, and you wonder like, am I ever gonna smile again? Is this what my life is gonna be like for the rest of time? Like, I'm just gonna. This is how I'm gonna die.
How long has this been going on, Hank?
About. It
I had-
happened.
I
It was a
literally had this
10-minute
on
thing.
Friday.
Yeah.
I went.
The
I was-
Chinese food, it
Yeah.
digested. It didn't sit well, and it came out.
out.
I'm probably gonna have to go
It's
again
good.
during
You're
the
good.
Rothstein
No,
interview.
you're
but
good. You're good. I was back in Chicago. The Illinois has launched. We're going to be in Chicago this weekend, coming weekend. But I went to Bird's Nest, my favorite wing place. You guys have all been there. And same thing happened to me. You know, I just, like a dog eating chocolate. I had like 40 wings. Couldn't help myself.
Wing diarrhea is it's a natural.
Couldn't
phenomenon.
stop
Yeah.
myself from eating as many wings as possible. All right.
If I eat chicken wings, I'm at the point in life where I need to schedule being around a toilet for the next 4 hours.
I should just start eating chicken wings on the toilet.
In the stall.
It would make it a lot easier.
That's a great idea for a restaurant. Is
Mm-hmm.
just bathroom stalls, and then they come to your bathroom and they're like, "Hey, here you go.
Here you go. Here's this chili.
Yeah,
Have some fun.
Here's a burrito. Eat up."
Right through. Cut out the middleman. All right, other bracket. I mean, we're going to get to Rothstein with all the bracket stuff. What other conference championship stuff?
you guys really still are doing this.
No, yeah, well, we were
Oh.
talking conference championship and weekend. Jake, any other big thoughts? You are our college basketball expert.
I think we hit the majority of
Rick
it.
Pitino?
Obviously,
Yeah, we talked
Yeah.
about it.
Okay. Oof.
the Kansas, Virginia, Duke all backing out
Yep.
will be something.
Whoa, wait, say that differently.
What?
Say that differently. They got COVID. They
They
didn't
had-
back out, except Duke. Duke 100% back
They
out.
had to stop playing in their conference tournament.
Kansas and Virginia had an unfortunate outbreak that they had to stop playing. Duke backed out like cowards.
No.
Duke faked it. The other guys were praying for their health.
So that'll be something to monitor.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think it's
currently monitoring the situation in Durham right now.
Yes.
They're a bunch
Tuesday,
of fakers.
6 p.m. Eastern is the deadline for the fill-in teams, the replacement teams. Then after that, it becomes forfeits,
Okay,
which would
so-
not be ideal.
But so what happens, because a lot of these teams have played in tournaments, shared facilities with teams that had COVID, what happens if more than 4 teams have to back out?
I'm sure they have contingencies.
Because in the NIT bracket, I noticed that there is a severe lack of Duke in that bracket just in case they get the call.
fifth man up.
Fifth man up.
Yeah, so what are the 4 teams that are waiting?
It's,
Louisville's
St.
one.
Louis.
Louisville, St. Louis, Colorado State, and Ole Miss. I
But
believe.
isn't there a rule that it's in your conference first? So if like LSU got COVID, Louisville wouldn't take that spot. Ole Miss would.
I think that's just if it's a conference champion that got an automatic qualification. So if Georgetown I think if they miss out on it, then maybe the next team up does, or it might be
there's
like
no Big East team.
It might be
first four.
It might be a mid-major then.
So I see it's the first 4 teams out who will be on standby to replace any team from a multi-bid conference that is forced to withdraw.
Yeah, so if it's just one bid,
Got it.
then the team that came in second, I guess.
No.
No,
No,
I
I
don't
think
know.
that what they're saying is
To be honest,
if it's one bid league, then they just get eliminated.
oh
It would be my guess, right?
yeah, I'm not positive. These rules change so
Yeah.
often. I don't want to say something and be wrong.
Also,
so.
Gonzaga has the easiest path ever.
So they've
So-
played
so
the
they- yeah,
2,
they
3,
beat-
and 4.
They beat the 2,
In
3,
their-
and 4
in
in
their
their
region.
own region.
Yeah.
They're going to dominate. They're probably going to win the national title. All the jokes that I've been making, I knew when I was making them too. I was like, Gonzaga's really fucking good this year, so this is probably going to blow up in my face. But I still made them because, like we've said, for the last 4 years, people still don't understand it. Newcomers, just because something changes, Gonzaga going to the Final Four, going to the national title game, doesn't mean a great storyline has to change.
Peyton Manning still can't win a Super Bowl.
Right. One of the best storylines ever was, will Mark Few finally get to the Final Four? Well, he did, but we didn't quit on the storyline because it's so much fun.
Sergio Garcia will never win a major.
Ever. So that is where we're going to stand forever. Gonzaga has not made a Final Four in our minds. If they make one this year, I'll give them credit.
It's a Mickey Mouse. It's a Mickey Mouse title.
They made the title.
The
game
West
in
Coast
2017.
Conference. It's
Yeah,
not
I
even a
know
real
that, Jake.
conference.
I just referenced that.
I
but
know.
it didn't happen.
They did. But it
No, it didn't.
No, it did not.
Jake, did you not absorb anything that?
We just said it. The storyline doesn't need to die just because the facts change.
Okay, fine.
That's how you do journalism.
Okay.
Facts, that would be our, if we gave a journalism class, we'd just be like a big book on day one that just says facts, and we'd throw it through a window.
Yeah, you yelled at me for saying someone's free throw percentage on the stream the other day.
Yeah, because I needed a
Now I know,
make,
but you're-
and it missed.
Everything you believe that you say on the air, you have to believe that forever.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
You need to write me the cheat sheet for this weekend.
Yeah, I got it. So I'm gonna write Jake a gambling cheat sheet. So I can't remember what game it was, but I basically needed very badly for a guy to hit a free throw, and Jake
It was
like,
the over of the Mac game.
Yeah, he was like, here he
Buffalo
comes to
or
the line,
someone.
83%
Akron.
shooter, clanked it. And I was like, don't. And he's like, but I just said fact. Like, but it's not a fact in that context.
Yeah.
No, when
It's
Joe
not a
Buck
fact.
says,
No.
"Oh, he
It
never
doesn't matter.
misses," that's a jinx.
We're not talking about the
It's
fucking
heavily
primetime
implied
game.
when
Yeah.
you say 83%
Correct.
that he's going to make it.
And you have to understand, gamblers are the biggest bitches in the world. Any little thing will set me off. Like, I understand. I even told you, I pulled your side after. I was like, Jake, you are actually correct,
Yeah,
but in this case, you're wrong, which makes no
Sure.
sense. Right?
sure.
You did.
Yeah.
I did say that.
No, you did.
Yeah, I was like, you're right. You're 100%
Yeah.
right. But in this case, you're wrong.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair.
facts out the window.
Okay.
See you later.
See you later. And then we'll. So I'll take a big. It'll almost be like a old school huge Bible, and it will say facts on it. I'll be like, you see this, kids? Throw it out the window, and then PFT will pull down one of those old maps, and it will just say Gonzaga's never made a Final Four.
It'll just be a picture of a guy. It'll be from an anatomy class and an arrow pointing at your gut. This is where the real facts are located, except for Hank because he's shitting them all out.
Yes. I don't diarrhea shame. I want that on the record.
Good to know.
If I did, I'd be a masochist. I'd hate myself. I'd be a self-loathing person if I diarrhea shamed. Billy, you feel like you want to say something.
I have a drunk idea.
Speaking of diarrhea, Billy wants to talk. That was good. Come on.
I have a drunk idea.
Be
Okay.
nice to Billy.
Why don't we take Duke, UVA, and Kansas and make them play because they all have COVID
What? Yeah.
in like a tournament?
Well,
'cause
we
they
don't
all
wanna
have
get
it
people
anyway.
What, a
sick.
COVID tournament?
Yeah, COVID tournament. The kids probably want to play.
But Duke
They
didn't
didn't
make
qualify.
the tournament.
Yeah, Duke didn't make it.
No, just
UVA
like well,
is playing.
They all
UVA is
Kansas
in
and
the tournament.
UVS are in the March Madness.
Okay, we'll make a
Right,
new
just make 'em
tournament.
play.
We're going to make a new tournament, and it's going to be called the NCAA tournament. We're going to have Duke out of it, but Kansas and UVA in it.
Okay.
Boom. Or we should just make our own tournament, and we'll
I
invite
don't
Duke.
want,
The COVID invitation.
The COVID.
I'm kind of in on this.
Yeah, because like whoever wants to play, like
Yeah, Billy, I'm kind of in on this. And they like
What about
after
the teams
every
that
game,
are in the real tournament?
instead of handshake line, they have to French.
no.
What? Whoa, so you have a good idea and I have
It's like
a bad
a COVID
idea?
invitational.
Yeah,
just like the kids that want to play.
It's the part in my tournament.
Right, but
and
Billy, what
there's
about, like,
only
Virginia
one
and
team
Kansas
that's
are in the
invited,
real
and it's
tournament?
Duke.
Yeah.
And it's going
So
to be
you're saying they
inter-squad
should
scrimmage.
not-
I thought Kansas had to leave.
We'll
the
see
tournament.
if they accept
leave
our
their
bid or if they
conference
reject it
tournament.
like
Oh, okay.
cowards.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Keep the postseason streak alive, Coach.
How about
K.
we have the COVID tournament? It's just Duke versus the Lakers in a 7-game series. And if Duke loses, Coach K has to retire. And also, we do that shame thing in Game of Thrones with him naked in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the tweet that was
Yeah,
that was crazy.
that's crazy.
What?
One of the shamer, the head shamer,
Yeah. I've
is
seen
the owner of the
Ted Lasso.
Richmond AFC.
No way.
Yeah,
Same girl.
The lady?
Yeah.
wow, she's a woman.
She's an adult woman.
She's not a girl. She's a woman.
She's friends with the son.
Same woman.
Yeah.
It's a girly girl.
Actually, yeah, that does make sense to me. Now that
Yeah.
I think about it, it is the exact same woman. I knew that internally. Not a good fact, Hank.
I thought it was a good fact. I was shocked when I saw it. I was like, what?
If Duke wins, then Coach K has to leave to go coach the Lakers finally
Yes.
after 25 years of
yes.
speculation.
And if he loses the shame thing I talked
Yep.
about. All right, let's do our Who's Back of the Week. Then we have Jon Rothstein, who will actually maybe give us some real bracket knowledge, not whatever we just talked about. That was Hank's diarrhea with a side of bracket knowledge. Nothing better than this show. All right, Who's Back of the Week brought to you by our friends at Cash App. The stock market, investing through Cash App, buy, sell Bitcoin on the Cash App. I have bought Bitcoin on the Cash App. I'm going to continue buying Bitcoin on the Cash App. I just buy a little every couple weeks, and I hold that puppy. You can download the Cash App in the App Store, Google Play Store. It links directly to your bank account. You can buy, like I said, stocks, Bitcoin, whatever you want. And, of course, when you download the Cash App and enter the referral code Barstool, you receive $10 for free. $10 go to the ASPCA. So you're helping animals, you're helping yourself. The Cash App is the way to go. Download the Cash App from the App Store, Google Play Store today. Who's back of the week? Hank.
My stomach problems are back, so I'm going to make this quick. But J-Rod is back. Quick
Yeah, baby.
scare on
Yep.
Friday.
Mhm.
They said there was a rumor that they were breaking up their engagement, not getting married, breaking up. And then on Saturday or Sunday, they released a statement and said, we're still working through it. So they're
It
back.
was-
They're back on.
The way they broke up for a day.
Yeah, to say it was an emotional weekend for me, it was essentially like if you could imagine going to the doctor and the doctor comes out and he's like, hey, I'm reading your chart here. Sorry, you have a brain tumor. And you're like, what? And then a day later, he calls you. He's like, actually, it's just an ankle sprain.
Yeah.
That's what I went
Uh-huh.
through.
It's
That's exactly the same thing.
they're gonna continue to get back together and call it off because I think A-Rod realized that once you get the engagement photo, that's really the height of any relationship in 2021.
Yeah.
When you post the Instagram of the ring, the proposal on the beach, it's all downhill after that unless you have a baby, in which case, yeah, I guess you could make the case that like the birth might get a few more likes. But I feel like A-Rod's going to maybe they're going to take the ring back and then he'll re-propose again.
That works.
In a couple months' time.
I just want to go to the bachelor party. Hank is gone again.
Hank's
He
going
had
to
one-
use the bathroom.
I know he had a ton of who's backs because he said I have a lot of who's backs. All right, this is literally the Lamar Jackson. We need
This
to
is March.
Yeah.
We need to make a video of Hank. Can we do that afterwards? We'll make a video of Hank going to the bathroom and maybe make it like CCTV.
Yeah.
like black and white.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we'll have the security footage. Billy, you're Trace McSorley. You get in the game. Fuck it all up real quick. You go first.
Jose Canseco was also back.
Ah,
He jumped in.
Fuck that guy.
He jumped
He's
in
been
on
waiting
the-
for this.
Yeah, and he was like, I can tell the future. And honestly, I really want to have a conversation with that guy.
Yeah.
He's kind of out there. But
Yeah.
anyway, Cam
You should
Newton,
fight him.
Cam Newton is also back.
I don't think Billy could beat him up.
No,
He's
probably
big.
not.
Cam Newton's also back. He re-signed with the Patriots. That was from
Wait,
Hank.
we got
He
to
just
wait.
texted
Wait,
me.
he's texting.
I
you?
texted. I said, "Tell me."
Wait,
who's
call
back.
him. Just call him.
Okay.
Call him and see what he says. Who's back of the week from Hank on the toilet?
Here,
Hank, do your
we
who's
got-
backs.
Yeah, do your who's backs.
Hey, we have to do Jon Rothstein.
Oh, he's on
Okay.
right now?
Well, it's 10 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we'll finish the who's backs, but tell us. We can't finish until you tell us who your who's backs are.
Cam Newton is back. He's on the Patriots. I feel not great about it. Kind of like my stomach right now.
Okay.
I'm not happy. I'm not sad.
Who else?
That was it.
Oh,
You're not
okay.
happy and you're not. It sounds like you're sad about it.
Rick Pitino. Oh my God, you hear that?
All right, we'll finish who's back and we'll get Rothstein. All right, PFT, who's back?
My who's back of the week is accountability, because you guys, I'm sure, all saw the Norman High School women's basketball game where the announcer that dropped some hard in-bombs, said probably the most racist things that you could probably say on a live broadcast of a women's high school basketball game. And credit to him, he came back and took full responsibility for it, apologizing, tossing in the fact that at one point he thought about becoming a youth pastor, so let's take that into account.
He's got a family.
When weighing it against the fact that he was dropping in-bombs. And also, I will state that I suffer type 1 diabetes, and during the game my sugar was spiking. While not excusing my remarks, it's not unusual when my sugar spikes that I become disoriented and often say things that are not appropriate as well as hurtful. I do not believe that I would have made such horrible statements absent my sugar spiking. So there's just one way to solve this, and that's Papa John needs to become his sponsor in his Racism's Anonymous 12-step program.
I was going to say, I wonder if Myers Leonard just went right to his computer and was like, do I have diabetes?
yeah. Look that up. He put out the statement next. I'm not going to take the statement seriously until the guy posts a picture of himself wearing Pit Viper sunglasses. Also, stay woke. Papa John definitely just has a bunch of NFTs that he's about to sell of him saying the N-word, and he publicly announced that he quit saying the N-word to make those more rare.
Yes, that will be awesome. You'll get one, right, Billy?
What? No.
All right. My who's back is Pi Day. And happy Pi Day, guys.
Yeah.
3.143.
No, already wrong.
3.1415926535897.
Yeah, you ran into a
That's
buzzsaw.
all I know. It's like 15 digits.
I'm
You
addicted
didn't think
to
that Jake would know the first 12 digits of pi?
once a year I'm addicted to fake doing pi and having everyone be like, I don't know. But now I forgot I have a fucking nerd in here.
One of my hottest takes, well, just facts in the interest of fairness, pie is better than cake.
Yeah, except ice cream cake.
Ice cream cake's good.
Ice cream cake's
But
the
ice
best.
cream cake has many pie-like qualities to it.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's that hot of a take.
Okay.
I actually don't think it's hot at all. Because, like, I'm thinking about it. Like, apple pie,
Blueberry pie.
peach pie. Those are all better.
Cheesecake is even a pie.
Yeah, yeah. If you take out ice cream cake, I think that's almost a blowout.
Yeah, and saying birthday pie sounds just way happier than saying birthday cake.
Yeah.
Birthday cake's better when it's like an ice cream flavor, the flavor of something else.
Yeah, it's better when it's like a donut birthday cake.
Yes, when it's
style.
something else that's flavored as birthday cake.
Right. Jake, do you have a who's back?
Yeah, it's the trifecta of Samuel L. Jackson, Charles Barkley, and Spike Lee.
Yep.
Those Capital One commercials that air literally every single commercial break during the tournament. They started with the Big Ten tournament on CBS. Just get ready for that.
Yep.
It is
on
the
loop.
Paul missed the net commercial of NCAA basketball. Also, I can't believe I forgot about these guys. The Impractical Jokers are back.
Yeah, True
TV.
TV.
True
Them
TV.
just showing
That's
up
always the best.
like it's a fever dream at like
And
2
then-
o'clock in the morning when you forget to turn your TV off.
Hugh who
you
shall,
wake up and there's
shall
fucking
not be
myrrh.
named will be like tweeting it like, oh, this had a
True
great
TV, yeah.
ratings boost.
Oh,
Yeah.
Billy.
Did you
He's back.
see? What?
Hank's back.
He's back.
Did you see what he said?
Who's
Some guy, he who should not be named.
Okay.
He,
Now
so-
we're just
No, some guy tweeted a picture of just going through all my dad's old stuff, like all his old baseball cards, like his father had passed and he like inherited all of it. And under it, Darren Ravel just replies, "It's all junk. Don't bother going through any of it."
Wow.
I'm just
Damn.
like, what the fuck?
That's harsh.
That's very
That's
nice.
hard.
That's the guy's. He just inherited.
Jake,
it.
I thought you were going to say our diet is back for the next 4 days.
I was saving that for my Firefest for Friday, but
Okay.
we ate like crap
Jake,
this weekend.
we were eating pizza on Friday, and he just like saddled up next to me. He's like, "Salad's Monday, dude." I was like, "Come on, man."
Are we doing Salad Monday again?
I
It
do
didn't
salad
work out
every day
for
for
us so
lunch.
He was
well
like,
last
"Oof, I've been eating," and I'm sitting there like, "Dude, I still haven't had my ice cream tonight." So
I was
but we're
big back in the
I'm
day.
gonna
I
opt
can't let
out.
it get to that again.
I'm going to opt out of Salad Monday.
Yeah.
It just did bad stuff to my body last
I'm
time.
in on Salad Monday, not Salad
Yeah,
Tuesday.
I'll
but
bring it in
Salad
for you. I
Monday.
got you.
Yeah,
I'm
all
going
right.
Soup Monday.
All right.
Liquid salad.
Let's get to Jon Rothstein. Before we do that, PFT, you had a word from our friends at BetterHelp.
BetterHelp. All right, guys, we're going to get serious for just a second. The last year has been hard on a lot of people. That's why we're doing something new. We're partnering with our new sponsor, BetterHelp Online Therapy. at Barstool Sports. We truly love and appreciate our listeners. We love you guys. I say it every show. Without you, none of us would be able to do what we do every day. So once in a while, we try to bring you something good. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. But a lot of us take care of our bodies. But with as tough of a year this has been on many of us, we might also want to think about taking better care of our minds. There's a misunderstanding about what therapy is. It can be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be sitting around talking about your feelings. A lot of people battle with their temper or their stress. Their stress is about to kill them, or they have depression, anxiety, PTSD. The list goes on. If this is you, you can use therapy to help get some tools that make life easier. When everyone is struggling with something, there's no more shame. You don't have to tell everyone your personal business, but you can talk to a therapist about it privately. And BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Join the millions of people who are seeing what therapy is really about. It's always a good time to invest in yourself because you are your greatest asset. So this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and our listeners will get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/PMT. Don't wait. Try it today. If you've been thinking about seeing a therapist, there's no better time than now to get started. I guarantee you it will make you feel better. Go to betterhelp.com/PMT. betterhelp.com/PMT. And now, Jon Rothstein. Mr.
Hey.
Rothstein, how we doing?
Are you in Indy?
I'm in the bubble, bro.
Oh, nice.
What's up, John?
What's up, fellas?
That was Jake. Jake wanted to say hi.
That was the future
wanted to say
talking
hi.
to you.
Oh, what's up, Jake? Future.
Yeah.
Did you want to say hi to Billy?
What's up, Billy?
There we go. Nice. Oh, you don't have headphones on, Billy.
Dad, I'm just gonna run to the bathroom before we start.
Wait, are you joking?
No. Do you want me to hold it?
No,
No,
it's
that's
just
fine.
we're
There's a
going
bit of that
through
going
something.
around.
Hank has had to go diarrhea twice during the show.
No, this is just number one.
Oh, okay. All right. It's a bathroom show.
It is, yeah.
Are we recording?
Piss dogs.
So perfect. Keep it in there. Oh, man. Do you got to go to the bathroom? Can we? The gang gets diarrhea.
This is March.
Dude, my stomach is.
I mean,
steel trap.
all the talk about diarrhea kind of makes me think I might have to do it
When-
myself.
when
I
you're
think
s-
it's just placebo effect.
My stomach is like a fucking garbage dump. So it's used to this.
When Hank has diarrhea, everybody gets it.
I'm gonna. How do you think Rothstein's gonna get awkward when I tell him it was a good stream?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give it a shot. We're recording this. Yeah, we might as well. No, I can't hear it.
Hey, everyone.
Everyone, shh, shh, shh.
Oh, he flushed. I didn't hear your hand wash. Did you hear your hand wash?
All right, we're
Some
back.
Pillow. Did you just wipe your hands with a pillow?
No, I just bring in a pillow in case we need a prop.
Oh, okay. That was a solid stream, dude. You sound healthy.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro.
Did you wash your hands?
Wash my hands. It was
right.
like Tom Hanks and Cat. It was like Tom Hanks in A League of Their Own.
All right.
That's kind of a beta move, though, to wash your hands after you pee.
Yeah, sure. Especially when you're in the bubble. Like,
Yeah.
you can't go anywhere.
You can't go anywhere. No, I don't want to. Obviously, I don't want to peak too soon, but we'll save it for air.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Well, we're gonna run all this. All right. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. It is time. Our good friend Jon Rothstein. 1 year ago, probably today or tomorrow, you were
Yeah.
in this studio. The cancellation of the NCAA tournament. You said to us, "This is only temporary," and
Yes.
boy, was that true. Because now we're sitting here, John, with a bracket. We're holding a
right.
bracket. We feel the bracket. It's the best time of the year. I'm so excited to see you. Where do you want to start? This is your show.
Guys, I just want to say it's just great to be here with you on a tradition unlike any other, our Selection Sunday breakdown, where we get set to obviously embark on an NCAA tournament unlike anything we've ever seen before. You know, I've been here in the Indianapolis controlled environment, aka the bubble, since Friday. The protocols are intense. Obviously, everything is isolated, you know, and I'm really just curious to take in this experience here over the next couple of weeks, which again is going to be unlike anything I've ever been a part of.
Do we have any new Jon Rothsteinisms that we're going to be debuting this year? The people want to know. Because as you said, it's a year unlike any other. So I feel like there might be a couple lines that you need to drop just to kind of let us know just how special this year is going to be.
Yeah, I've added a few this year, which you guys know. I feel a little bit guilty about the one-liner and tagline that I kind of created for Oklahoma, because ever since I started dropping Lon Corleone after Oklahoma won games, like they've went on this abysmal losing streak. So like I kind of feel like if I ever went to Norman, I'd be viewed as like Barzini.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like
Breaks my heart. It was you.
Downhill. Like,
Yeah.
because I was watching, obviously, their game against Alabama. They're shorthanded. They don't have, obviously, a couple of starters. You know, no Brady Manick, no Alondas Williams. And then all of a sudden, like, you know, really, they really start going on a downward trajectory. So I feel like there was the jinx of Lon Corleone.
Yeah. What about the jinx of Greg Gard, the silent assassin? Has he?
Well, I think there's other things that go into that jinx, but I will say that I am interested to see the age and the experience of Wisconsin against North Carolina.
No, John. They're not a good team this year. Sometimes you have to just, as a fan, you got to admit when you don't have a good team. I'm not excited for that game. Have you broken down? Wait, give us a couple more Rothsteinisms that you've created this year.
I mean, there's so many. I mean, we have Illinois basketball. Here comes the pain. Now, you'll appreciate this. That originated because there's a couple of days, like, you know, like around the holidays where there's not as many games and you might like have an opportunity to like be in a situation where, you know, you can like watch a movie or you can just feel like a regular civilian for a couple hours. So, you know, I'm a big fan of like the Pacino movies. So one of the more underrated Pacino movies was always Carlito's Way. I always thought Carlito Brigante was just a very, very underrated, you know, Pacino character. You know, he's obviously, I'm not the biggest David Kleinfeld fan, although he could like Sean Penn in that movie kind of resembles like PMT a little bit, just from what I've seen so far. Okay. So, you know, in that movie, if you remember early on, like there's a couple of guys trying to whack out, you know, Al Pacino, and, you know, he obviously, you know, goes and he fights them off or whatever in that, like, you know, pool hall, but he screams, "Here comes the pain." So I was watching Illinois early in the season and they were just eviscerating their opponents. And I was like, you know, just thinking, I was like, there's so much pain and champagne when this team plays. And I was like, wait a minute, there might be something there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then all of a sudden I was like, well, what if, you know, we could make it, you know, different where it's PAIGN and it was just gold. And then also another thing too, and then it obviously coincided with Alabama's renaissance, is like, you know, one of the big things in My Cousin Vinny was obviously the fact that you had guys from New York going to Alabama in the movie. One of them was Ralph Macchio. The other was Joe Pesci. And like Nate Oates wasn't from New York, but he's from Buffalo. But, you know, Alabama fans are extremely passionate for basketball. So I dropped My Cousin Vinny and, you know, the rest is history. When it's shorter on Twitter, it's better.
Yeah. I mean, Utah, you could do like the two Utes. That would be good too. Or if you like Pacino, you could do a Serpico one, but for Purdue, where it's like Purdue. It's like Serpico because you watch it for 3 hours and absolutely nothing happens.
Well, interesting, but I also think that, you know, we have to leave Purdue alone because they have death taxes Matt Painter, which obviously was you know, that was the handoff from the Bo Ryan one.
What about for Nate Oates when he, like today, he sowed his wild oats right in LSU's face?
It's interesting. What a dramatic finish in that game.
You changed the subject very quickly there. That was
exactly.
By
the way, I haven't seen a Reebok sweatshirt since like Allen Iverson signed like the
deal.
Like
in 19. Yeah, the answer.
Good. It stands out. It's good. Yeah, the answer.
Yeah.
So what about that opening round matchup, the first four, the Michigan State, and they're playing against UCLA? Those are two guys that you love to drop your little Rothstein-isms about. So are you going to do who are you rooting for? Are you rooting to tweet out January, February, Izzo? Or are you rooting to tweet out, was it Mick Cronin as consistent as a few good men on a rainy Sunday?
On a rainy Sunday. Yeah, I don't root because I know either way out of this game, I'm going to be able to get a one-liner on Twitter.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, either way, you know, you're moving the chains, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
You need to create a one-liner for the bubble.
Just a one-liner for the bubble?
Well,
I think
something that is like the bubble, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like I'll give you an example. Like so many thoughts were going through my head when I got this assignment, but my mind went to one place when I found out that this was going to be a possibility. You remember the opening scene of Rambo 2 when like Rambo's in prison and like Colonel Troutman goes and it's like, John, you know, a computer dug up your name as one of 3 most likely to complete the mission. Because I was like, this isn't an assignment, it's a mission. It's 25 days in an enclosed environment. there's 3 places I can be, guys. I can be in this hotel room. I can be in the convention center where, teams are going to practice, and I'm going to have my own setup where I can do hits from for CBS and Turner, or I can be at a game site. And that's it for 24 days. There's no haircuts. There's no going to pick up food. There's no going to the gym. There's no going for runs. It's pretty much just straight college basketball. And on Thursday when we kick it off, 67 games in 18 days.
Hold on. What you just described, like, this isn't a mission for you. This is heaven.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying it so far.
No, but this is you have eliminated the entire world except for college basketball. If Jon Rothstein could make his own heaven, it would be the bubble in Indianapolis.
And believe it or not, and you'll appreciate this, I went down, got some COVID testing early because I'm going into quarantine right now because obviously it gets situated and there's tight protocols. Bo Borowski's in my hotel.
Oh, fuck him, John. You should have kicked him in the nuts.
Yeah, so get this. So Bo Borowski's in my hotel, like I'm waiting for a COVID test, and there's Bo Borowski. But here's the interesting thing, Kat, and you'll appreciate this. Years ago, I was asked to MC one of my best friend's weddings in Newport. Nice wedding, Labor Day wedding. It was a cool deal. All of a sudden, I'm getting ready to do the intros, and I'm going full throttle on the intros. I'm kind of like throwing this out or whatever, where it's like the 1998 Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Did you have listed their height and weight as they walked out on the dance floor?
Exactly. But Kat and PFD, here's the best thing. Before I got into the intros, I did a little Michael Buffer. I was like, Newport, Rhode Island, are you ready? And I was like, Newport, Rhode Island, are you ready? And then instead of saying, let's get rid of the Rumble, I dropped the Heath Ledger line. And I said, in the words of the late Heath Ledger, as the Joker circa 1998 in The Dark Knight, and here we go. So I do that, and I get obviously everything going. But then there's Bo Borowski at a wedding. And he's and he knew he was obviously friends with the bride, and we started talking. And then earlier tonight, I'm getting ready to do a hit for CBS, and who do I see? It's Bo Borowski. And I was thinking, do I make a topic about the stoppage and play during the Wisconsin-Iowa game?
Yes.
And going to the monitor.
Yes.
I mean, seriously, there was a scene right there in that game where you had a great Big Ten game. And honestly, it was ruined the people who decided to make The Godfather Part 3.
Yes, there it is. That's a great Bo Borowski story, and I would love to see you MC a wedding. Yeah.
No, I mean, I look forward to more MC opportunities if I can. But seriously, since we're on the topic, when it comes down to the Godfather series, I'm kind of convincing myself that it stops with 1 and 2. First of all, you think about this. They never really explain the incestual relationship in Godfather 3. Between Andy Garcia and Michael Corleone's daughter. That's one thing. And then the second thing is why in an essence, if you're going to whack somebody out, do you have to kill them with a poison cannoli?
Yeah. Because it's cool. Honestly, because you remember it, right?
I mean, for sure, but I just thought it could have been a little bit different.
I realized that I did say, John, this is your show. Take it wherever you want. And I probably shouldn't have done that.
You just gave him, carte blanche. Let's talk about 1980s cinema. Which I'm actually here for. And let's get back to what Big Cat brought up a second ago.
But before we get to the bracket.
No, this is not bracket stuff. I want to know,
John.
I want to know what you would be doing differently if you weren't in the bubble. Because as Big Cat says, it sounds like you're heaven. It is. Isn't this what you do every March?
Yeah, it's just a little bit different, guys, because the proximity to everything is closer. I'd be going to the studio in New York, and now I'm just walking down the block. Everything is just so close and obviously tight. It's more convenient.
Yeah, no, they created this bubble for you. It's the Jon Rothstein bubble. There's nothing you can do but consume college basketball.
That's it, nonstop, 24/7. And I'm so pumped for it because I think we have pound for pound, inch for inch, the greatest first 4 game in the history of the first 4. UCLA, Michigan State. Maybe the more underrated, utility players in the country, and Jaime Jaquez. And remember this, guys, when Jaime Jaquez plays for UCLA, there's no such thing as a 50-50 ball because it's 90-10.
I will remember that.
I like that. All right, so let's talk the bracket. Have you broken it down region by region? You always do. You name them, right? Jon Rothstein. All right, so let's do it. Let's do it. You lead us. We'll throw in our thoughts. You lead us through the bracket.
Okay, I'm gonna pull it up right here because obviously we're doing this over Zoom, so I just want to make sure that I get everything on point.
What are you talking about, John? You're sitting right next to us right now.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's gonna get him in trouble with the NCAA.
Sure, Kat, but I'll say this. because we have so many steak places here in Indianapolis.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy in the sense that, I can't go to any of them because of the protocols. So I have now been in a situation where the 4 regions are named after different steak places.
In Indy. All right, we've been to all of them. We've been to all of them, so let's do it.
So what's the best cut? Are you a St. Elmo's guy?
I haven't. I mean, I like the vibe in Harry and Izzy's a little bit.
Okay. So so South region. What is that? Gonzaga.
No, we got to go left. We got to go left to right, my man.
That is left to right, is it not?
It's a little bit different. I'm just getting up the PDF here on my.
All right, we have printed out copies, not to brag.
Yeah, I mean it's tight course here. Okay, I got it. All right.
Okay.
West region is going to be the St. Elmo's region.
Okay. This is Illinois number 1, Houston number 2.
No, that's the West. That's the West, Cat.
You just said the West.
The West. Look, it's Gonzaga's region.
Oh, is our bracket screwed up?
Is our bracket
Maybe ours is.
Wait.
It feels like Spaceball. It feels like Spaceballs when Mel Brooks was on backwards and he says, "I got a microconverter malfunction."
All right. Jake gave us these brackets. Not to blame Jake. Actually, Jake and Billy. What?
Yes.
I mean,
yes. Ours is screwed up.
All right, ours is screwed up.
Is
all right,
the West
so,
up top?
Yes. All right.
Gonzaga is St.
Our
Elmo's.
South is your West. Gonzaga.
Okay, Gonzaga. This is the St. Elmo's region.
Okay, great.
We got Oklahoma and Missouri, rematch of the 2002 Elite Eight when Kelvin Sampson beat Quinn Snyder to go to the Final Four. Kareem Rush and company came up a little bit short that day. I feel like Oklahoma has been obviously on a downward trajectory since the Lon Corleone one-liner. Missouri, a very Jekyll and Hyde type team. I'm going to go with Missouri over Oklahoma. They'll play Gonzaga in the round of 32. Creighton, UCSB, you guys know for a long time I didn't believe in vacations, but my favorite vacation spot, my favorite place to be in the great
Omaha,
United
Nebraska.
States. No, Santa Barbara, California.
Shit.
Great ice cream at McConnell's Ice Cream. But when I went on vacation there a couple of years ago, the first thing I did was went to a Santa Barbara off-season workout. And I couldn't believe the talent in this program. I mean, there is an American Athletic Conference caliber roster at Santa Barbara. They've got high major transfers. Ja'Cory McLaughlin, a transfer from Oregon State's a stud. Miles Norris, a transfer from Oregon's a really good player. DeVerl Ramsey, a transfer from Nevada, has great speed, great velocity in the open court. I've got Santa Barbara over Creighton in the 12-5.
Spicy.
That was why I said Omaha, because Creighton all right.
So wait, when you go on vacation, let's say you're eating ice cream, do you ever wear shorts? I always picture you as being like a suit 24/7 guy.
Yeah, I would say every spring, I have to go out and buy a couple of pairs of khaki shorts. I really honestly, I don't have many levels to my wardrobe. My fiance breaks my chops about this all the time. I'm either a suit, tie, handkerchief, or I'm in a blue button down and jeans with the sleeves rolled up. There is no in between.
Got it. Okay, you don't own sweatpants.
No, I own sweatpants, but only to work out. It's not just I have different levels of the drobe.
Yeah, got it. All right, this region, the St. Elmo's region, to me, big picture, Gonzaga has a cakewalk. Now, that is because Gonzaga is that good, but they have beaten the 2, 3, and 4 team in this region. Iowa has some major flaws. Kansas, I would say, is the strongest team, and they were playing the best ball. They obviously had the COVID layoff, but when you look at the rest of the region, the 4 Virginia, also the COVID. Creighton, you just have them losing in the first round. USC has had trouble. The Oregon, I don't know what to make of them. I think this is, if Gonzaga doesn't go to the Final Four, it's a huge upset.
Well, I'll say this too. I think that, it's a championship or bust type situation for Gonzaga. You got to the national championship game in 2017. You were a couple of possessions away from winning a national championship. But guys, there is not a great blue blood representation in this NCAA tournament. There's no vintage Kentucky. There's no vintage Carolina, Kansas, Duke. Villanova just lost Colin Gillespie. So I look at Gonzaga's path here to winning a title as Mark Few's best chance to win a national championship. It's his best offensive team. It may not be his best all-around team since he's been in Spokane, but this to me is a championship or bust situation. But I do want to point this out in the bottom part of the St. Elmo's region bracket.
Mm-hmm.
The most underseeded team in the 2021 NCAA tournament is Oregon.
Yep.
Dana Altman, the master of the Rubik's Cube. It's obviously, Russell Crowe in A Beautiful Mind with what he can do with mixing and matching, different, alignments with transfers and different players. And I look right now at Oregon, and I see a team, and you got to judge them by the team that they're going to play with in the NCAA tournament. They're 11-3 with Will Richardson in the lineup. They're starting point guard. This team is more talented than its seed. I think they're a very difficult matchup for Iowa. I have a big Pac-12 breakthrough at the bottom of the St. Elmo's region. I've got Oregon going to the second weekend to match up with USC and Evan Mobley in the Sweet 16. Kansas is obviously had personnel issues. Evan Mobley, the most talented player on the floor in that game. I've got a 6 versus 7 in the Sweet 16 on the bottom portion of the St. Elmo's bracket.
So is it fair to say that you agree with us that Iowa is a big F word? They're frauds.
No, I just think it's a bad matchup for Iowa.
I agree with you on Oregon. They turned it. They had a bunch of issues. They had COVID. They had injury issues. They finally got their full team out there in February. They were lights out. But that's all the more reason why the loss to Oregon State and the way they lost was baffling on Friday night. They got their asses kicked.
Obviously, that makes logical sense. But remember, there's no such thing as logic in college basketball.
Sure.
If I can quote the great late Howard Garfinkel, rest in
Please.
peace, Gar.
Yeah.
And I also want to point this out too. We should not look necessarily at momentum from championship week when we're making our bracket selections. Here's a piece of information. 6 of the last 8 national champions did not win their respective conference tournaments. The only 2 who did were Louisville in 2013 and Villanova in 2018.
Louisville didn't win that.
Didn't
happen. We can't say that.
Fine. Anyway,
right.
it
It's
sounded good when I
redacted.
said conviction.
No, but I think your point even stands further, because now you can say like what
It never happened.
6 out of the last 7
look,
times.
it happened.
It didn't happen. It
Didn't
didn't. It straight up
away, but it happened.
Oh, where's the
didn't
banner?
happen.
Where's the banner?
on the
It's
back.
actually
of,
on his shoulder. Yeah, it's
Rick
on Pitino's shoulder.
All right, so next region. I think this is. Well, let's just say it's the Michigan. I don't know what our bracket says, but the Michigan.
Harry
region.
and Izzy's region. This is the Harry and Izzy's
Okay.
region.
Okay, so Michigan has limped in. They,
Yeah.
Livers, we don't know what's going to happen with him. Pretty much
Yep.
similar to your Lon Corleone. I put Michigan as my number 1 team like 3 weeks ago, and they have looked bad ever since. So I'll
And
take
this was a one-liner, too, that I started this year, the Fab Vibe for Juwan Howard.
Fab Vibe. I like that a lot. Coming out of this region, or just break it down high level, I like Texas, actually.
Yep.
I like Texas.
Yeah, I think you're on, Kat. Let's go top to bottom right now. Michigan obviously going to advance in the first game. LSU St. Bonaventure, a fantastic, obviously, first-round game. LSU showed its capabilities against, obviously, Alabama in that great game on Sunday. St. Bonaventure starts 5 juniors, a real dynamic, balanced team. Kyle Lofton, Dominic Welch, Jaron Holmes, Jalen Attaway and Osuno Shuni. So that's a very balanced team. Then you have Colorado against Georgetown. I think a big edge in that game at point guard for Colorado, McKinley Wright against Dante Harris, who was obviously the best player for Georgetown at the Big East tournament, won the award, but he's still going against McKinley Wright. Florida State and UNC Greensboro. UNC Greensboro has a player in Isaiah Miller who, again, has the chance to star in this type of NCAA tournament setting, but it's a very difficult matchup for them, especially against the size of Florida State inside. UNC Greensboro has more size than they've had in past years with guys like Muhammad Abdul Salam and Hayden Koval, but still, I think it's a very, very difficult matchup against Florida State. Then, our guy Mark Pope here at BYU, you think somebody hates him. He gets a 6 seed, and he's either getting Tom Izzo or Mick Cronin. Texas, Abilene Christian, UConn against Maryland, and Alabama against Rick Pitino and Iona. I'm taking Michigan against LSU, Colorado, Florida State. I'm going to take Michigan State because of what the Big Ten has done this year to win 2 games, to beat UCLA and beat BYU. Texas advances over Abilene Christian, and then UConn against Alabama. Then I'm going to take Michigan to win a close game against LSU, and I got Florida State advancing. Then I like Texas to get to the second weekend. And I think Connecticut, if Connecticut can get to match up with Alabama, Connecticut has the size and the defensive prowess to slow down and give Alabama fits. And here's an interesting dynamic. If we get this game in the round of 32, when Dan Hurley was building the Rhode Island program, his premier recruit out of the gate was a young man by the name of E.C. Matthews from Romulus, Michigan. His high school coach was Nate Oates. Nate Oates made such a good impression on Dan Hurley that Dan Hurley said to his brother Bobby, if you ever get a job, Nate Oates would be a good assistant. Bobby hires him at Buffalo. The rest is history. But I'm looking right there at that UConn team with the healthy James Bouknight, with the size and the physicality they have inside to be a dangerous matchup for Alabama. I like Texas against Connecticut in the Sweet 16. Florida State against Michigan. Florida State, Leonard Hamilton, the sentimental favorite. He's done everything but get to a Final Four. Then I've got Texas over UConn. And I am going to go with Shaka Smart, 10 years after VCU gets to the Final Four, taking Texas to the Final Four. Guys, you know me, I love to draw parallels, and I'm going to draw one right here in the Harry and Izzy's region. The guy that's blossomed the last week during championship week has been Jericho Sims of Texas. He has completely went to a different level. It reminded me a lot of what Jordan Bell did during Oregon's Final Four run in 2017 when he just exploded like a volcano. If Jericho Sims can play 3/4 as well as he did during the Big 12 tournament, Texas has an outstanding chance to go to a Final Four.
You're plugged in, John. What did Turgeon actually say to Juwan Howard that made him kind of fly off the handle in that game?
I wasn't there, but, I think Phil Martelli said, it's March. I'm going to go one further. This is March.
Okay. All right. By the way, what's your order when it comes to a steakhouse? Are you a ribeye guy?
No, I really haven't eaten red meat in a long time.
Oh,
You named your brackets after steakhouses, but you don't eat red meat. That's VCU all over
Yeah,
again.
it's a vacation in Europe.
Yeah.
2-week vacation.
No, it's a VCU home game at the Siegel Center. More life altering than a 10-day trip to Europe.
Yeah.
When you've never been to Europe.
Never been to Europe. And
Don't
I'm
eat red
still,
meat.
Yeah.
Again, I was supposed to go last summer. COVID got in the way, but I'm still obviously wondering if the food and the Italian food is that much fresher overseas than it is obviously here in New York.
Probably not.
Even though I'm not in New York now.
Yeah, you're not in New York. All right. What's the next one? The Baylor. The Baylor region.
That's the Ruth Chris region.
Okay. Wait. What? Okay.
It's a famous Indy steakhouse.
No, I know. I'm wondering
That's
what
the
the
Ruth-
fourth
that's
is.
the Ruth. That's the Ruth Chris region.
It's actually, I hate to nitpick because you are, you're Mr. Bracket. It's Ruth's Chris.
Ruth's Chris.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Fine.
Okay. All right. Who do you got coming out of this region?
Well, I've got Baylor. Baylor to me is going to go. I have Wisconsin winning a game against North Carolina.
No way.
Look, North Carolina's played really well recently, but Demetric Trice has a distinct advantage with experience in this game in the backcourt. So
And what about the front court?
Well, look, that's going to be an issue. But I think Wisconsin's due to play well out of the Big Ten.
Nah. Yeah. Okay. So you are prescribing to the theory that I have that iron sharpens iron. The Big Ten was just so much better than every other conference this year that Wisconsin losing to all these good teams, they're going to just march right through the tournament because they don't have to play any Big Ten teams.
I don't know about march through the tournament, but look, they've played obviously competitive basketball against really, really good teams. And, I like obviously their veteran experience. That's something that North Carolina's backcourt, especially in terms of securing the basketball with Love and Davis, they haven't had all year. Kerwin Walton, I think Kerwin Walton's going to be an X factor for this game. I expect Brad Davis in a lot of time on him defensively. So
it's an interesting matchup because it is backcourt. Obviously, Wisconsin has the edge, but front court, UNC has a big edge.
Then I look, if we go a little bit lower there in the Roots Chris region, I look at Purdue as having a great opportunity to get to the second weekend. You have North Texas, not obviously the top team in the regular season in Conference USA, really good guard named Javion Hamlet. Then you have Winthrop Villanova. Villanova's limping into the tournament. Winthrop, 11 guys average double-figure minutes. Pat Kelsey's done a masterful job. But Purdue has a great chance an hour away from its campus to play into the second weekend. Texas Tech and Utah State, two coaches that have really, really been like unbelievable climbers the last couple of years. 7 years ago, Chris Beard was the head coach of Angelo State, a Division II school, and Craig Smith was an assistant at Nebraska. I've got Texas Tech moving on. I've got Arkansas beating Colgate. I like Florida over Virginia Tech. Trey Mann, kind of obviously an off-the-radar guy who could be a star. And I've got Ohio State beating Max Asmus and Oral Roberts. So I'm going to go Baylor over Wisconsin, Purdue over Villanova, Texas Tech over Arkansas. I'm going to have Ohio State over Florida, and then I'm going to go with a Baylor-Texas Tech situation in the Elite Eight, and I've got Baylor going to the NCAA tournament.
Walk me through Texas Tech over Arkansas because we're must-bust guys. He's actually listening to this right now. So,
So don't say anything bad.
Don't say anything bad about him.
No, Musselman has done a masterful job. I just, Texas Tech with
I don't
the way
believe
they-
you. I don't believe you.
Why don't you believe me?
I don't believe that you think he's done a masterful job. I think you're lying to us.
All right. Well, I think, right now, if you were able to get a polygraph test and you were able to get it to this, hotel room in Indianapolis here in the bubble, you would see that I am absolutely telling the truth, because Eric Musselman, in a lot of ways, unlike what he's done at Nevada was such a transfer heavy rebuild. He has blended freshmen and transfers at Arkansas. He sprinkled in a Jalen Tate with a Moses Moody, with a Jalen Williams, with a Justin Smith. So I think, it's a little bit different there, Kat.
But wait, so you think Texas Tech is that good? It sounds like you think that Texas Tech is like the second or third best team on that side.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, I have belief in Chris Beard. I've got belief in, obviously, the culture of Texas Tech, and, they're built for the NCAA tournament.
I love it. All right, last one, Illinois, that region. Are you going to do Prime 47 or no?
Prime 47, no, this is Steak and Shake.
Oh,
It's a
see,
steak
this
and
is
shake.
why you're the best, John. You gave us the hezzy hey. I was waiting for the Prime 47. No, it's Steak and Shake. Okay.
It's Steak and Shake for sure. So, we go down this region now, and we've got Illinois, obviously, against Drexel. Georgia Tech, Loyola, Chicago should be a, obviously, pit bull type game. I'm going to take Georgia Tech there. Tennessee over Oregon State. Oklahoma State against Liberty. Liberty's got a really, really good guard named Darius McGee, A-Sun player of the year. Really, really good player. And San Diego State, I'm going to take over Syracuse. They'll play West Virginia. And then Rutgers, I'm going to take over Clemson, which is first to 45 wins. Houston is going to then play Rutgers. It's been so long since Rutgers has been in the NCAA tournament. It's been 3 decades, 30 years. And, the last time the Rutgers was in the NCAA tournament, Dances with Wolves won the Academy Award for Best Picture. That's how long it is.
There you go. John, by the way, I totally forgot to mention, you are endorsed by Body Armor, right?
Well, they have a sponsorship agreement with my podcast. Yeah.
I love it. So they have it with us as well. I'm going to do a quick ad read because you got Body Armor, we got Body Armor. Body Armor Edge is coming out this March Madness. Ready for this? It's a new sports drink plus caffeine called Edge. It's got 100 milligrams of caffeine, 1,000 milligrams of electrolytes to keep you going through the last buzzer or finish line. Plus, it's got antioxidants, B vitamins, and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. It's more than a sports drink. It's Body Armor Edge. I'm going to drink this all weekend long to keep myself up, to keep myself hydrated, no cramps. That's the way to go. Body Armor, that is awesome that they're doing this. Tropical Chaos is one of the flavors.
That's a great name
you
for
can
a
pick them
flavor.
up at 7-Eleven or order on Amazon. So check it out. Body Armor Edge, 100 milligrams of caffeine, same as a cup of coffee, 1,000 milligrams of electrolytes, no artificial sweeteners, B vitamins, antioxidants, coconut water, Berry Blitz, Tropical Chaos, Power Punch, Orange Frenzy. Wow. That tastes great and it feels great because look at those names. I'm going to get myself. You're going to go Tropical Chaos?
Tropical Chaos.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go Power Punch. What are you going to get, John? Orange Frenzy or Berry Blitz?
I think Berry Blitz sounds good.
Yeah, Berry Blitz sounds very good. So Body Armor, thank you to Body Armor. Great sponsor of both Pardon My Take and Jon Rothstein's podcast. That's some great synergy right there. Body Armor, a great sponsor. Go and find Body Armor Edge at 7-Eleven or order on Amazon. It's the only drink you need for the March Madness tournament because you're going to need to stay hydrated and stay alert because this is March, John. All right.
March, heard that before.
Steak and Shake. Illinois is playing the best basketball in the country right now, wouldn't you say?
No question. They're the team I'm going to pick to win a national championship.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're paying.
I put a future on them today, and that, it might be recency bias, but they look like when they're firing, when they got their 2 best players playing well, I don't know how any team can beat them. And granted, I've watched maybe like 3 Gonzaga games this year, so they might be able to do it. But
Gonzaga's really good.
as far as this side of the bracket, the Ruths, Chris, and Steak and Shake, I don't see any team beating Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, I think you look at it, PFT, and like I think the team that obviously could be the biggest threat to them on that side would be Baylor in the Final Four. But I look at the bottom of that region, the Steak and Shake region, and you've got a San Diego State team that, again, nobody's talking about. They've won 14 games in a row. West Virginia obviously has its highest seed guys since the Mountaineers went to the Final Four in Indianapolis 11 years ago. And then you're going to have Houston, who, again, is 24-3 under Kelvin Sampson, remember this, guys, the best player on Houston in the preseason, okay, was Caleb Mills. He was the American Athletic Conference Player of the Year in the preseason. He leaves the team, and then he doesn't really affect their bottom line. They're still 24-3. I know they're not in one of the best conferences in the country, but that's an incredible accomplishment for that program. Also, Fabian White, who is obviously their starting power forward, didn't come back till about a month ago, and they still played 27 games and won 24. So I look at that bottom of that region being loaded, and I also think we have the potential, if it lines up, to have a Cade Cunningham-Io DeSunmu matchup in the Sweet 16, which would be sensational in the Steak and Shake region. But no, I'm going to take the 1 seeds on that side. I've got Illinois, Baylor, Gonzaga, Texas in my Final Four.
Okay.
Illinois, Baylor, Gonzaga, Texas. All right, so 3 out of 4 1 seeds. That's fair. And then you have Illinois beating Baylor and then beating Gonzaga?
I have Illinois beating Baylor and then beating Gonzaga.
Wow.
I think Gonzaga will get to 31-0 and then fall to Illinois.
Wow.
Because one of the things I'm telling you guys, just being in this environment, is you want to obviously experience. You want to be in a situation where you obviously have a great 1-2 punch and you want to have star power. Mental stamina for older teams, is going to be a critical element to this whole thing, a very critical element.
I like it. I like Illinois. Yes. I am behind that 100%. I think they were like plus 700.
Yeah, they're plus 700. I also am going to put a future down on them. Yes, absolutely. All right, John, I got to ask, the Maryland spring break tweet. Some people are wondering, what does that mean?
Well, guys, when there were fans, okay, and obviously the world was obviously more normal before we went into this pandemic. You guys know me. I've been all over the country covering college basketball. The one place that was like rehab at the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas for a basketball game was Maryland. The Xfinity Center was crazy, and it was the loudest place I've ever been. It was raucous, and I remember being there, for games. I remember the game I was at when Alex Len hit a putback to beat NC State. I've been there so many times for games, and it felt like spring break. And then, obviously, with Maryland being just north of Washington, D.C., I just kind of said, this is like the spring break capital of the Northeast. He's like, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. There it is. That's it. So there you go. I think it's harder, Kat, when you look at a pandemic-type season where there's no fans. But when the world resets, God willing, and we have fans back in the stands and there's the pageantry that's back with college basketball, you will see what I mean when College Park gets back to being the spring break capital of the Northeast. But, yeah, it's like rehab in the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas. It's like a trip to Puerto Vallarta that's out of this world.
It's something you haven't been to. You haven't been to Puerto Vallarta.
No, I've heard stories.
Okay.
Have you at least been to the Hard Rock?
Many years ago. I remember many years ago, like 17 years ago.
I like it. It's like you read a book on what fun would be like.
You file stuff away. Yeah. If I need to make an analogy for later.
What would be a fun experience? Oh, okay.
Well, no, I mean, fun experiences like every day. I mean, think about the scenario we have going on right now. We've got Tom Izzo and Mick Cronin in the first four in a standalone game in the NCAA tournament.
That's true. That is the definition of fun.
Have you considered changing your Twitter avatar? Because I've seen pictures of you where people like edit it to make your eyes glow red, and that's when Rothstein gets activated in March.
Yeah.
Have you considered changing your avatar at least just for the tournament to be activated, Rothstein?
I believe this quote by Aristotle: "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is what is it? Excellence is a habit."
Oh shit! The computer. We got to plug you back in.
Hold on a second. I short circuited.
We got to plug you back in.
I'm gonna dig it up right now because I'm gonna dig it up right now.
Come on, John.
It's been a long day, and I was wondering if the Mountain West was gonna get 4 bids.
They didn't.
They didn't. The bubble stealers, the bid stealers really hurt them.
Yeah. So I actually have one last question. What can you explain to us the first the standby teams and how this works?
If a team can obviously be available, okay, there are certain teams on standby to fill in for the NCAA tournament. Here's the quote: "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act but a habit." Aristotle. That's what I believe.
Okay.
Ooh, that's nice. So what happens? Is there a specific? Is it straight like Louisville's the first team that goes in?
Right.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's how it works. It's all on NCAA.com. They give you all the guidelines and so on and so forth. So there's teams like right now that are going to be at the ready if, obviously, God forbid, something happens. But remember, just stay positive, test negative.
Yeah. But what about how it works? Like if a team comes down with COVID and they come from a one-bid conference, how does that work in terms of their replacement. They're like different
A
rules.
different team, obviously, in that conference who's next up will then step in.
Okay.
So not Louisville. Like if
Yeah, this is all. I'll get it for you guys. This is all obviously documented in the NCAA guideline situation.
Got it. That's crazy. So I'm just excited, John. I'm so excited that we got to talk to you. I'm so excited that March Madness is back. It feels like we made it.
We made it, guys. I told you, obviously, throughout, we had a lot of group messages about the positivity that we needed to keep. And, I'm going to go with another quote right now from a movie that really defined our generation, The Shawshank Redemption. Remember when Tim Robbins said this to Morgan Freeman, hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things.
Mm-hmm.
And no good thing ever dies. We had hope. We stuck together, and we're getting ready for an NCAA tournament starting on Thursday. 67 games, 18 days, one general area. Again, if you don't want to do a push-up on a picket fence right now, you officially hate fun.
I love it. All right, thanks, John. We really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll talk to you again throughout the tournament, but best of luck in the bubble. Stay positive
and test negative.
We sleep in May. Love you dearly.
Love you too, John.
Thanks, John.
Jon Rothstein was brought to you by our great friends at Bacardi. That's right, Bacardi Rum, Patron Tequila, Dewar's Blended Whiskey Scotch Blend, and Bombay Sapphire Gin are the best spirits to add to your basketball watch party. You can order your favorite via Drizzly. You can get them delivered to your door. Use code WATCHWITHBACARDI for $5 off your first purchase. We love Bacardi. Also, shout out to the first rapper who discovered that Bacardi rhymed with party. Changed the game forever. We love Bacardi. We love it. I love, you know what? Nothing better than a little Bacardi and Coke to start your day. If that's your first drink of the evening, you can do a lot worse than an ice-cold Bacardi and Coke. We love Bacardi Limited. Their portfolio features some of your favorites like Bacardi Rum. They've also got that Patron Tequila. They've got Bombay Sapphire Gin, Dewar's Blended Scotch Whiskey, and so many others. It's versatile. So while you're watching your favorite game, why not step it up from the day-to-day? Skip the boring stuff in your fridge. Make yourself a refreshing cocktail. Maybe a Bombay and tonic to go with that epic matchup. Maybe a Patron Margarita to mix with basketball. The world is your oyster. Make them for yourself, make them for your friends, and toast to your favorite team with this assortment of spirits. We love Bacardi. And again, you can get $5 off your first purchase on Drizzly if you use promo code WATCHWITHBACARDI. Watch with Bacardi. You get $5 off. Use that code. Get your $5 off your first purchase, courtesy of Drizzly. 21 and over, new users only, void where prohibited, and as always, drink responsibly. 2021 Bacardi.
Okay, let's finish up the show. Drew Brees has retired.
I'm good, by the way.
Hank is good.
You done?
Yeah.
You've got nothing left to
Yeah.
shit.
Well, I
it's
feel great.
It's
You
like
know-
after crying, like I have no tears left.
Yeah.
You know it was a great shit when Hank changed his shirt to come
Yeah.
back in.
I did a full Costanza at
Yeah.
one
Yeah,
point.
you had to. You look better.
I
The
feel-
life
yeah.
has come back in.
Yeah, I feel great.
Drew Brees has retired. It finally happened. I didn't see the reaction because it went. He basically kind of. I know he wanted to do it because it was, I think, the 20th year anniversary for when 15th year anniversary for when he came in the league or whatever it may have been. Oh no, when he got
Signed with the
surgery.
Saints.
Yeah, was signed with the Saints. But it's kind of stupid to do it on Selection Sunday when he retired and then boom, brackets in our hands. But was there any response about how his daughter wasn't wearing a jersey?
No, I haven't seen it, but we can make that response.
Okay,
right
yeah.
now. His daughter wasn't wearing a
It
jersey.
actually is funny at this point how much
Does he
Drew
do it on
Brees
purpose?
Negs his daughter
because
in
when
public.
it first happened, like the very first time that he was like throwing passes to his sons,
Yeah.
and then his daughter was saying next to him, there were like, I don't know, 5 or 10 people that got upset about it, and it was funny to laugh at those people. But in every other series of footage that I've seen of Drew Brees like playing with his kids,
Yeah.
his daughter is actually like never included in the
Never.
kids' games. Never.
It's so,
Justice for Little Miss Breeze.
it's so fucking funny.
So yeah, he's
done.
I think we all expected that.
Yeah.
The hair gave me pause, but the hair can be explained away as like a Jason Witten, Brian Urlacher glow up.
Yep, and I think the biggest loser in all of this is myself. Not to make it about myself, Drew Brees' retirement, but I am gonna miss being right about Drew Brees being washed up and having Saints fans be angry at me when he like beats the Panthers and he has like a 80% completion percentage, and everyone's like, no, he's not washed up. But Hall of Famer, incredible career, probably played a year or two too long, but that's okay.
It's also funny how his retirement announcement kind of got a little cucked by the Taysom Hill contract.
Yeah.
So Taysom Hill got the greatest extension of all time, 4 years, $140 million, Big Cat.
We should just stop there. We should
yeah.
not explain it. Just
So-
be like, that's it. That's the contract.
$35 million per touchdown pass that Taysom Hill has ever thrown.
This is Shefty's masterpiece. And by masterpiece, I mean Shefty's masterpiece of bowing down to the agents and tweeting whatever they ask him to tweet. I actually, if I were Taysom Hill, I'd be mad that Shefty tweeted this, that my agent said, I want to flex so much about a $140 million contract that is made up money. It says $140 million, all years voidable, and he has $12 million guaranteed. He signed a $140 million contract for $12 million.
Yes, it's not like after this year, he's not going to get $140 million.
No,
he's going to
he
get
never
$12
will,
million.
ever.
I'll put it this way. Sean Payton, he falls in love with a lot of people. He falls in love with a lot of players, but he's really good at prenups.
Yep.
So, like, he can put this out there like, oh, yeah, it's a long-term marriage between me and Taysom with this huge number. But no, Sean Payton is not going to come anywhere close to forking over that kind of cash for Taysom Hill.
Don't you think, though, that Taysom Hill has a right to be a little upset because he just got roasted?
So-
he got roasted for the $140 million eye-popping number that when I say the agent thing, it is so clear that every contract that gets announced, Adam Schefter gets it directly from the agent. It is ridiculous numbers, and none of it is real because every single contract in the NFL is like the same, where it's this guy signed for 5 years, $175 million, but if you really want to strip it down, it's a 2-year deal for like 45.
And this is the ultimate example of that because it is a 1-year deal. Like you don't need any of these numbers involved. Now,
None.
if Adam Schefter, he could have gone one of two ways, and I would be okay if I was Taysom Hill. He could have really what he should have done is just tweet 4 years, $140 million, and then let everybody else figure it out after the fact. Just so that, because in the tweet that he put out, it said like the rest of the money after like the first year is not guaranteed and easily voidable. Just don't put that in there. Either tweet out what the 1-year contract is, or just let me figure out on my own that Sean Payton's not actually giving him 4 years, $140 million, because at least for a couple hours, I might actually think that Sean Payton loves Taysom Hill
Right.
enough to pay him $140 million.
Right. So Drew Brees got cucked by Selection Sunday, and by that, he is a Hall of Famer. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't think anyone questions that. I don't think we will ever see a player have a relationship with a city as unique and as deep as Drew Brees has with New Orleans. Like, that is something that is, I don't know if it will ever happen again. I really don't. Like, it's very rare for there to be that perfect set of events, and it wasn't obviously a perfect event, Hurricane Katrina, but what he did for that city and the pride that I think that city takes in Drew Brees and those Saints, it's clear that it goes beyond sports and it means more to Saints fans. So I totally get it.
Yeah,
I totally get why they were very protective of him over the years, in the last 2 years especially. I completely understand it. It was fun for me, but I get it. And I think that is like his lasting legacy, that he will be a god in New Orleans forever.
Yes, absolutely. And it did, like, you probably won't see it unless another disaster happens to a city with a quarterback that just, like, if there's really bad traffic on the 405 for 6 months nonstop,
Right.
Matt Stafford arrives in L.A., traffic's cleared up, they win a Super Bowl, then you'd see it. But you need something that would be like a rebuilding. You'd have to rebuild an entire city, along with having it be a combination of a franchise that has never won anything and never really had a good quarterback besides, Archie. And
Right.
he was like a 500 quarterback. But like if the Bears got a guy that won the Super Bowl after a disaster, it'd be kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, the only thing that I can think of that pops in my head is if Derrick Rose had won a title with the Bulls. That
Yeah.
would have been something. There's these certain players and what they can mean to a different city. I'm trying to think. I'm racking my brain right now. I mean, J.J. Watt had a little dance with Houston there, where it was like clearly, especially with what he did for the city of Houston.
Yeah, but
it's hard to get that.
Yeah, Drew Brees definitely had a unique relationship with New Orleans.
LeBron and oh no, he left Cleveland twice.
Mhm.
Never mind.
They don't like him there anymore.
Whoops, he could have been.
Yeah.
Just when actually LeBron in Cleveland is a fact because of the one title he brought them.
That's all
like that
they need
actually
for
is
life, yeah.
that he does have that type of relationship, even though it's actually a testament to his relationship with Cleveland that they don't hate him after leaving twice, because he did win. So that's
All
the
is
answer.
forgiven.
LeBron in Cleveland is the answer to Drew Brees in New Orleans.
What if Baker wins a Super Bowl for the Browns? I feel like
yeah.
that elevates him above LeBron because he never left. Baker
That's
never
true.
left.
That's true. That is very, very true. Cam Newton, we talked about him when Hank was in the dumper. Feeling okay? No. They have to get someone else, right? That's really
They got to draft someone.
Right.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my stomach.
Oh, if they draft someone, I understand it. But if they don't, if
They
they're
have to
like,
draft
hey,
someone.
we're going to just roll with this, it also, I have a feeling that they're just going to become like the Navy offense. Getting Trent Brown back and then being like, let's run with Cam Newton.
It would honestly be sick if they did that.
I wouldn't be shocked if Belichick was like, I'm gonna prove how much of a genius I am. We're bringing back the triple option. We're gonna run the ball 60 times a game.
He's going to adopt our philosophy of downfield laterals and the triple option.
Yeah. Mitch seems like he's gone. Sad, officially. Not official, but close to official.
It's not necessarily official because I read the story about him, and they said the ship has sailed, but the door is still open. So they're mixing their metaphors a little bit. It's a drawbridge, I guess,
Yeah,
and
I'm
so it
cool
can
with
turn
that.
around a little bit. So I don't know if Nick Foles looks like he sucks enough when
Yeah.
they pass him in the hallway, they'll be like, you know what, maybe roll the dice on Mitch for another year.
Yes. And then the Packers signed Aaron Jones to a new deal. So that was smart. They last year drafted a new quarterback and a new running back, and they're about to give money to a running back and a quarterback, not the guys they drafted.
Yeah, wow, what
They're just doubling up on every position.
As an owner, I don't hate it. You get the
They
new
are
guys.
doubling up on every
Yeah,
position.
but that's fine. You get the new guys in to learn from the old guys.
Yeah, I guess so. What were you going to say, Billy?
Juice got re-upped.
Did they?
Yeah.
Really?
49ers.
That's the
Yep.
most important signing they
Nice.
could make in their
Yeah.
offense.
Nice. That is sick.
Revolutionary fullback.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
so
is.
Billy, should we talk about Billy Gate?
Oh, yeah.
About
we
Billy
should
Gate?
real quick.
A lot of false accusations getting
no,
thrown
it's
around.
not false accusations.
Total false accusations.
Friend of the program and pothead Chris Long said that Billy reported his burner
Basically,
for saying that you were dehydrated, or I hope you get
Let
dehydrated.
PFT explain. Let PFT
Yeah,
explain.
so Billy, while Billy was busy looking futilely for my burner account, Chris Long, friend of the program, he I guess he texted me in Big Cat and said, I've had a burner account going for a while. It's been sitting on the sidelines. He's been wanting to put it into action, but he's never really had the opportunity to do it. It's like that one ingredient in your cupboard that you look at every day. And you're like, maybe I'll cook with this hot sauce today, and you never do. And so he finally started using it, replied to one of Billy's tweets, and said, I hope you get dehydrated. Kind of hypocritical coming from Mr. Waterboy himself. And then his tweet got reported to Twitter.com suspiciously right after chirping Billy. So we're just connecting the dots, Billy. We're not conspiracy theorists, but connecting the dots and reading the tea leaves, it sounds like you harassed Chris Long's burner for harassing you.
I would just like to state my case. I am not in the biz. Like, look, if you look at any of my tweets, you have seen over the last months, soy boy, frog fucker,
What, your
chicken
replies?
fucker. Yeah, these are all my replies. Like terrible things that I tolerate. I don't report. Okay, fine, whatever. And lately, because of this burner
You can't report them if they're true.
business, I've been like fighting armies of burners every morning on Twitter. I wake up and I say, let's go, about to hop back in, and I just taken on burner after burner.
Yeah,
I have
you
never.
take 'em out. It's
I
like-
no, I do
this is
not
how you
report
take 'em
them.
out.
Yeah,
I do not report them. I
Billy,
do not report
you just
them.
said that you're
Billy
fighting
softball.
them. How do you
I fight.
if it's
I
like-
fight them by
softball.
existing.
Shout out
I-
to someone on Instagram
no,
comment said that. It's
Okay,
great.
you cannot call me soft.
Wait,
cannot call me
Billy
soft.
softball. Let's report that person.
No, I didn't report any of these people. The thing is,
So Billy,
what people
PFT,
won't mention
PFT, let me
is that
throw
the
this in
tweet.
there. All right, let me throw this in there. Before you got here today, Billy tried to tell Hank and I that the tweet got reported because it said they wanted Billy to die, to get
It's the
dehydrated
original-
and die.
Yes.
I went and
Twitter
found the
automatically.
original.
Twitter. He was saying Twitter automatically.
I don't even
deleted
know
it.
what the
And
tweet
then I went and
is,
found
so how
Chris,
could I report
Chris Long
it?
had texted it to me. All it said was, I hope you get dehydrated.
Yeah.
Nothing about dying. So it's very clear, and I know Billy well enough now.
No.
When Billy is cornered,
You don't
he
know
just
me.
starts making up lies.
You don't know me.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Your brain's not that hard to figure out. You're a smart kid, but you're also really bad at lying. So you thought this was like the best lie ever, and then we debunked it, and then you just started panicking.
I did not debunk. I did not do it.
Billy,
Full stop.
are you dehydrated?
Yeah, because I was taking too much creatine.
Okay, so it sounds like you were sensitive. It was
I
like
wasn't.
it cut too close to the bone.
I was mixing creatine with my mac and cheese to see if it was like a good way to get more creatine.
Yeah, and so if somebody says, I hope you get dehydrated while you're doing that, you probably get very offended by it, don't
Look,
you?
I have no idea who reported it. Probably Twitter bots, and people have been talking about this.
You're blaming Jack
They've-
for this.
Yeah, Jack's been
Section
reporting.
230.
Look,
Implement
if
Section
you
230.
tweet Memphis, you get blocked too. I saw that on a tweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically it got reported because it was wishing harm on other people. That's why it got clocked.
What?
That's one of the ways it gets clocked.
Dehydration.
So if you tweet, I
question
want
is,
you
though,
to
Billy,
die,
who
it
reported
automatically
it?
Who
gets
would-
flagged.
who
The
would've-
robots, bro.
the bots. We're blaming the
The
robots.
bots, dude.
I
I'm
hope
not
you
gonna,
get dehydrated. That's
dude,
that's
people say the worst
bots-
things to me on Twitch and on Twitter. Like, this is nothing. Saying dehydrated
You're lying.
is nothing.
You're
There's so much more worse stuff.
Let's do an experiment.
You just never thought there was no chance that you thought that this burner was gonna somehow
have
be
no
Chris Long's
idea.
and somehow come back to you.
I'm
Exactly.
not in the business of reporting burners at all.
Except you did it like a week ago.
Yeah, but that was a different situation. entirely.
Oh, okay. I
Like,
just want to say to everyone out there,
26.
tired burner accounts, wired burner people. Youngstown Bob is my burner person. He's a legitimate, real human being, and I've taken control of his Twitter account. So if you see tweets from there, they're most likely from me, but they're also Bob. He's a real person. So old hat is like being like, oh, that's your burner. Like, I literally have a burner person. He exists.
I've got a burner in all facets of my life.
Yeah.
I've got a burner gambling account that I tell myself isn't real, so when I lose money on it, don't have to pay.
I'll
It's
never,
not-
I'll
doesn't
never
really work.
burn again.
You'll never
Learn my
burn
lesson.
again.
No.
Okay. All right, let's do numbers.
26.
32.
8.
18.
99.
Then just 37.
Bald eagles mate in a free fall
That's
while
fucking
grasping talons,
amazing.
It's badass.
and they go towards the ground, not flying, and then they
21.
literally have to pull out and pull up. Or
Hank
they
and
die.
PFT, do you
The
feel
ultimate
like
rush.
lesser of men?
No, because I'm due.
Yeah, but